Welcome into Delaware. It is 9:37 now. It's a Thursday, March 10th, if you're kind of keeping score at home. Let's talk jobs. Never a bad idea in this economy under the circumstances. And we bring in Chris Burkhard, Placer Staffing, because that's who we talk to about these kind of things quite frequently. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Pete. It's great to be on.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. Now, I understand that Placers has been actually polling some job seekers to get a feel, Chris, about what's important to them in their job change. So what are some of the trends that job seekers are looking for as they consider a change in their careers? Are we talking about like money or work or life balance or something else?
So, Pete, there's four primary trends that we're seeing with those that are interested in making a job change. And they're kind of breaking the rules of maybe the last 30 years. So it is kind of cool. The first is money, money, money. And this thing called inflation has the job seeker changing jobs for more hourly pay.
Yeah.
I think life's a bit more expensive, and wages are up so workers can get it. Typically, that's not why people leave jobs. That's pretty unusual. On a top 10 list, Pete, that might be number 6, 7, or 8. But
Wow.
Right now, it is front and center. Leaving jobs that lack a career path is a big number, too. You got to show folks their opportunities for advancement and training, and they're leaving if they don't see it. You can have your job your way. Part-time, weekends, full-time, flex, work from home, hybrid. Employees are asking for everything, and they're getting a lot of it, and every day. The other one that's not much of a surprise is if you need to work 40 hours and you're not getting it. Supply chain and, weird fluctuations in consumer demand. A lot of folks are leaving jobs because they thought they had a job that's 40 hours and it's coming in less than that. So they're leaving for 40-hour jobs because there are plenty of them.
Yeah. I'm going to go kind of off script here for a second because something you said really caught my attention, the fact that people are chasing jobs for money. I guess it really shows us that the job market, maybe not surprisingly, Chris, is a microcosm of our world. We saw how the pandemic affected people and how more wanted to stay home because the circumstances kind of called for that, and how now that we are into another month of record inflation, it's all about the money. I guess it really can tell you a lot about the world we're living in by what people are doing with their job searches.
Things bubble up that become most important situationally. Once you get more money, you still got to have a pretty good boss. You got to like what you do.
Yeah.
You got to like the team you're on. But I can see where money really matters.
Let me ask you this. The U.S. labor market kind of seems to be pivoting towards a post-pandemic world right now. What do you think we can expect to happen in the next few months, Chris?
Well, for right now, the labor market is just red hot. At this pace, all the jobs that were lost in that 1 month of March 2020, they'll be regained by June this year. It's almost unbelievable. There are still over 10 million jobs available for 7 straight months. It was almost 11 million this last month. We're creating record jobs each month. 678,000 in February. That's the number we had when millions of people were unemployed, and there aren't millions today. So it's just rather unbelievable. But, declining COVID, there's higher wages. You'd like to think that maybe savings are shrinking, life's massive. But last month, 100,000 people that hadn't worked since March 20 went back to work. And I just think that's a great trend. I think that means people feel safe, and they know they can make some more money than they did in 2 years ago.
Yeah, that makes sense. I want people to really absorb this brief sentence I'm about to read here because it says a lot about what's going on. Employers right now have 6 applicants available for every 10 jobs. Okay, that's the sign of a tight labor market. And over a couple of years here on the air with me, Chris, you've talked a lot about and given a lot of advice about what might be some helpful information for employers to fill their openings.
I don't know if I'm going to be popular after I go through these few areas of advice, but here it goes. Beyond raised pay, which is like the easy thing that many are trying but are all forced to. So beyond that obvious, which is what most people are doing, we see employers, I repeated this before, but they're really working on career paths beyond the job you hire them for. You really can't have a dead-end job anymore. People don't want them, and they have a choice. Another opportunity is to examine the way your company hires, your hiring program. That's like job requirements, job descriptions, the way you interview and pre-screen. Most of those systems were built when the world had fewer jobs. How about this, Pete? Like 6 workers for every available job.
Yeah.
You talk about an unbelievable change. So there were a lot of applicants. So companies had to screen out, not screen in. Right now, you look at folks with other skills or give applicants a chance to stretch or learn something new. I actually think there's a lot of people out there, if companies would hire for culture and not for skill, as they say.
Great point. Yeah. Because people are listening and, you know, they get to take in the information that we are throwing out there and get a feel for what we're talking about. But I suspect people might want to get their eyes on some of what we discuss here. And I thought maybe you could tell them a little bit about My Placers before we bail this morning.
I'm happy to do so. So myplacers.com. Placers has been in Delaware. This is our 50th year, Pete. It's a family business. So if you're a worker that's curious about the things we're talking about and you're looking to make a change, we're a great place to help you broker that. And obviously a lot of our information was for area employers. Folks have lots of open jobs, and they're trying hard to figure out how to be creative and to get it done, and we're there for them as well.
Yeah, good problem to have. Chris Burkhard, Placer Staffing. All right, Chris, I will free you for now, but I will corral you again later.
I look forward to the corralling.
Thank you very much.